What is up, gamers? The Red Dragon here, and we are catching up on all the latest zombie news. Everybody who's eating somebody out there, we're going to be talking about that a little bit tonight because it's still happening. If you remember, about a month ago, almost to the day, I actually made a video talking about the Miami zombie. That was really the big first headline that's come out in quite a while. So for those of you who don't remember, what it was this guy, middle of broad daylight, took off all his clothes, started growling, acting like an animal, and then jumped on a homeless person and chewed off their face, literally. Eventually he was shot and put down by the police, but since then we've learned some new details in the case. We've also seen other instances where people are ripping off their clothes, growling, acting like animals, and eating people, eating flesh. This is really strange, and maybe, I'm not sure if this has been going on and I've just seen more headlines because I'm kind of aware of it now, or if this is something that's really just taken off, and if it's drugs or whatever it is. So let's talk about some cases that have happened since that case. There was a guy who I believe up in Maryland or somewhere, he was caught and he had ate the brains and the heart of somebody else. There's also an instance that happened just yesterday where in the news the cops were called, and whenever they arrived on scene, the guy was again naked. He was growling, acting like an animal. They said he strangled his family dog and started eating it while it was still alive. They said this guy was messed up on some other drugs too. And if you remember, after the zombie attack in Miami, they actually said, oh, well, these must be bath salts. And so we started hearing the term bath salts all the time. So anytime you hear of another human eating somebody else, they usually want to contribute it to bath salts. So they did some blood work on this guy. That happened, like I said, about a month ago, and the results are just now coming in, and they're actually pretty interesting. Here's what they found out. There were no bath salts in his body. There was no LSD, no crack, no other crazy substance, no modern pills or anything else that seems to have made this guy just totally flip out. In fact, the only thing that they found in his body was marijuana. And I can tell you that marijuana does not make you want to kill people. It might give you the munchies, but you will not have the munchies for human flesh. You also might get naked. That's a possibility. But you're not going to go into a fit of rage over a little marijuana like these people did. So other than that, there was nothing else in this person's body. And when you hear that it's bath salts or you hear that it's drug, it's a little bit easier to deal with, right? Because you know what it is. You learned what caused these people to just go insane and lose it. But what's a little bit scarier is when you don't know what caused it. And now this is back into the category of we don't know. The test didn't show anything abnormal in his body. So what caused this man to go crazy, lose his clothes, act like a wild animal, and then have to be put down like a wild animal? You guys stay safe out there. Thanks for watching.